I want to say this. It's okay to hate yourself. It's okay to be down in who you are as an individual, but it's never okay to just not say anything about it. That's like the worst part, right? When you stop saying things, when you stop like expressing how you feel to other individuals, that's when you start messing up. You know what I'm saying? And I personally will tell you that I've failed so much. There have been instances in days, multiple days, where I've felt like a failure. Don't do it. Whatever you believe that is better, it's not. It's just not. What I always what he's talking about right now, basically like how we get in a trap in ourselves of continuously saying over and over and over again that we will never be able to do X thing because of fear, you know, because of rejection. You know what I'm saying? So like we genuinely don't believe in ourselves to do anything because we just believe that we are not meant to be in this place of successfulness or maybe power that other people have been able to reach. We don't believe in ourselves, you know. I think that's what this trap is entailing about, you know. Failure is important, leads to success 100%. You must fail to succeed. I personally have failed so much. I have failed in my life. I have failed in my school. I have failed in every single thing that I've ever done. It's just a part of life. This is maybe talking about stuff with AJ too. But like I have felt like a failure throughout my life all the time. There's not been a moment where I've never felt like I was a failure, you know what I'm saying? But that's just because like I feel like I haven't made it yet in a sense. But like I have accepted that and I've understood that. And I know that in order to get to where I want to be, I had to just continue to keep going. So that's why I continue to do stuff, you know? You know, this kind of gets into like the whole thing of like that nihilistic belief of that like everything is kind of pointless in a sense, right? You know, we always kind of delve ourselves into the whole thing of like, oh, like this is all meaningless, you know what I'm saying? Like we're doing things for absolutely no reason. When that's so much farther from the truth. Well, maybe there is some truth to it in terms of like, hey, like you know, maybe at the end of this we won't be remembered, but it's all about the memories that we are able to create, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, shoot guys, my thing is that, you know, don't get down on yourself because ultimately, even if you feel like your life doesn't matter at the end of the day, shoot man, it does, because you've made memories that, you know, no one else has ever had, you know. And that's what matters most. Adrian, my great grandma just died. Prayers to you and your family for real. Hope everything is gonna be all right. Everybody kind of believes that they have like one set path in life and that like all they're meant to do is just like, you know, go to school or just start working and just like, you know, work that 9 to 5, work that thing that you've always wanted to do, that you told yourself that you always had to be, you know what I'm saying? Instead of actually like chasing their dreams. I think I was trying to vaguely get to that point about how like people don't dream anymore. People don't think about like, hey, like I want to do this and actually try to do it. They just believe that all they can do or ever be is just sit in this little box and just be an employee, when in reality, like we don't have to be employees, you know, and or like not in the traditional sense. We can do things that we genuinely like to do and or want to do, you know. And the trap that we put in ourselves is telling ourselves that we can't do that, you know. But we really can. We have the free will to do so, you know. That's why you should be grateful for your elders. You don't know when they pass. Either way, you know, it's cool that you even had a grandma to even have memories with in the first place or even be with. Me personally, I don't even have any grandparents at all. It was not a thing about she lives farther away or anything like that. I grew up with literally nobody. I've only met my grandmother once, maybe twice, before I ended up seeing her the third time at her funeral. And the other three I've never met in my entire life. I've never had grandparents, so be grateful for what you have, because everything and anything can be stripped away from you at any moment. Always stay grateful. This makes me think about, like, you know, that video that I had about kind of like being real is inherently fake. Everybody's version of what their real or their reality is somewhat of a performance, you know? Everybody believes that they should be a certain way in order to be seen as a certain way, but in reality, like that's not what, you know, that's not what you really are. That's not what you really wanted. I think we kind of lose that child inside of us, and all of us are kind of searching for it again. He said, ADV, I don't know what I want to become when I grow up. And that's okay. You're probably young. Like, genuinely, like, me personally, I only really started, you know, really considering and really doing this content stuff about 8 months ago. About 8 months ago, I told myself, I think I want to be a YouTuber. Or like, I think I want to be a content creator. And then I was like, okay, how do I do that? And then I started doing it every single week, every single day at some point. And I was like, this is what I want. I genuinely love it. I enjoy it. Even if it wasn't for the money, I would genuinely just want to do this because I just get so much connection, so many different ways and avenues to just be with people. And I love that. So it's okay to not know what you want to do. I thought I had it all figured out when I was like 17. When I was 17, I thought, you know, okay, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to become like an electrical computer engineer. And then I wasn't able to. Come freshman year of college, I was lost. I had no idea what I was doing in my life. And after it finished, I was depressed. I was so down and I had no idea what to do with my life. But true, I just continued striving because that's all I needed to do. I had to. I want to be a doctor, but it's too hard and my family don't have the right conditions to let me learn about being a doctor. I mean, sure, you just do well in school. If you do well in school and you truly want to become a doctor, do your best so that you can get a scholarship or make yourself known or make yourself, you know, be able to get in the right conditions so where you can become a doctor. Don't let small inconveniences or anything stop you in the way of your true dream. If that's really what you want to do, you will do everything in your power in order to try to do that thing. Look, I'll say this. There's two different levels to this, right? Everybody says that, you know, consistency is key, and it is key. It is truly key. Consistency is key, right? But there are a lot of parts that come with practice, right? Whenever you're practicing something, you're not doing the same thing every single day. You're learning from each practice session in order to build up to a certain thing. Maybe you're studying for 8 hours a day, but that's not completely 8 hours of productive studying. You know what I'm saying? Maybe what you need to do if you're studying 8 hours every single day is change the way that you're studying. If you're still not seeing success from the way that you're studying, you should change it. You are not doing something right. I'm sorry to tell you, but something is wrong. You know, you must change something. And in changing something, you'll find out more and more. Bro, when I first made my first video, that was actually like horrible. Like my first video, unedited, everything. Like, I mean, I've been posting unedited videos, whatever. I just didn't know how to talk very clearly and say my thoughts very directly. And I've become a better conversationalist. I've become a better philosopher. I've become a better person by just doing things every day, being consistent, but also learning from my mistakes. You're making mistakes right now, but you're not learning from them. That's the difference. Do that, and I promise you, you'll see success.